Welcome back to Way 3 Listens. When my producer Tammy gets excited about a guest, then I know I better pay attention. Time for me to pay attention, and you might want to as well, because we're going to talk about traditions at Beaumont. And she said, boy, this place looks beautiful. She likes their core values, which we're going to talk about. With me now is Rebecca Nicholas. Welcome, Rebecca. She is the Community Relations Director at Traditions at Beaumont, and Abby Crow, who is the Executive Director.
Hello.
Welcome, Abby.
Hello.
All right, we're going to have some fun today.
Absolutely. I'm all about having some fun.
Well, something I noticed when I talked to you guys, you're very excited and very passionate about the place in which you work. So I'll start with you, Abby. Okay. What is the big deal about Traditions at Beaumont, and why don't I know more about it?
Well, I didn't know much about it till I started working there, right? And so I've been there about 4 months, and I have a passion for service and for taking care of people. So when health problems came with my own family, I switched careers to focus on taking care of other people's families. So
I love that.
We're so proud to offer such a beautiful facility and service based on our core values to provide our residents with the best care possible.
Yeah, a beautiful facility is one thing, and of course it's important, but it's also about compassionate people who work there, who care about mom and dad, grandpa and grandma. So let's talk a little bit about that. Rebecca, if you would, please. Okay, you mentioned, we talked a little bit about your core values, and I think this could lead to an interesting conversation, because each of these values has a reason, okay, that is real specific to Traditions at Beaumont. Dignity. Okay, what does that mean to you?
Yes, so our core values are so crucial to the everyday operations of our building. You know, we can talk about how beautiful our building is all day long. We love it. We'll get to talk about that more in a little bit. But ultimately, what it comes down to is the people that fill the building and the people that serve our residents every day. So our core values, the first one is going to be dignity. Dignity, what that means to us is just the practical application of treating our residents with respect and honor, treating them in a dignified way so they can maintain that independence as much as possible. So at Traditions, we believe a lot in invisible health care. So if you walk in our doors, you're not going to see a nurse's station out in the middle of the open. We believe in discreet, confidential health care behind closed doors, and we find that that helps our residents maintain as much dignity and independence as possible.
Yeah, and a measure of privacy, which I do think is important. So.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go to the second core value. Very well said. Okay, Abby, talk to us a little bit, or actually, let's go. Yeah, let's go to Abby. Abby. Important versus necessary.
Right.
Now, see, you're going to have to help me dissect that.
Okay,
important
absolutely.
Versus necessary.
There are things that we have to do, right?
That's important.
Right, we have to, take care of ourselves, we have to eat, but there are also important things to people. So whether that be that they enjoy coloring, or that they love rainy days, or it's the little things, right? The devil's in the details. So as you get to know your resident better, sometimes it may be more important that they have ice cream because they're having a bad day, then it's going to be important that they're coming down and eating dinner. So we have specialized, individualized care in the building, and so every individual resident has different needs, and we have to figure out what's important and what's necessary to make their life and to make them to thrive. And that's really important to the families as well. So we love that family involvement, getting to know our guests, getting to know the ins and outs of their personalities.
Yeah, I think that, and that develops relationships, and that develops trust, and which develops fulfillment and feeling good about things. All right, this is an important one here, because I think we all want mom and dad to have the best life moving forward. Socialization. One of the issues that I think that older folks have, and everything that I've read and learned, is the fact that they start separating themselves from people.
Absolutely.
And that can cause depression. So
Yes.
socialization is important at Traditions, right?
Yes. And the research points to that downward spiral. Once you get in that situation, when we are isolated, that breeds depression, and what we need is more social interaction, right? It's good for all of us. And what we find is we want to make our intervention with these residents at this point in their lives, we want to make it as non-invasive as possible. So we actually call it passive socialization a lot of the time. Residents are interacting with people every day, and they don't even realize it.
Wow. I'm looking at some of these pictures. Okay, beautiful is a word we just kind of throw out there, but Traditions at Beaumont, you look at these pictures, you tell me, proof's in the pudding. Okay, let's talk about the next core value, which is choices.
Absolutely.
Choices. So tell me about those.
So part of being independent and keeping people independent is offering them choices. I mean, you pick out what you wear every day, you pick out what you want to eat.
Are you telling me it was a bad choice here?
I think it looks good. I think we're
okay.
good. I
Just
think we're
checking.
good. Oh, absolutely. I'm no fashion plate, trust me. But when you have more choices, you've had more self-control of your own life, and that keeps you happy. So we have a restaurant open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with a menu. So restaurant-style dining, so you have the choices with the food. We also have activity choices every day, and we encourage our residents to start their own clubs, have their own meetings, and choose what they'd like to do with their time.
I like the fact, and this has become very apparent, that Traditions at Beaumont, it's not cookie cutter. You're listening to the families, you're listening to the individuals, the residents, and then you come with, hey, what is best for them? Like you said, I like what you said about, some days maybe the ice cream is the answer.
It might
Because
be.
they may be a little bit down, and you don't have to stick by the book all the time. It's about, let's make them happy, first
Absolutely.
and foremost. Happy and healthy is a good thing. Okay, the final core value, and Rebecca, I guess you'll handle this one, service.
Yes. So everything we do at Traditions comes down to being of a servant's heart. Customer service is our top priority. Like you said, we want to keep our residents happy and healthy, and so that's what it's all about.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the facilities. I'd love to see those pictures again because I was, so engaged with you guys, I wasn't able to look at the screen. Okay, so here we go. So a little play-by-play for us, if you would. Abby, tell me what we're looking at here when we go by these pictures.
Well, these are our garden homes. We do have a few of those available right now. They are going fast. They're 2-bedroom, 2-bath. What's the square footage on those?
Just under 1,600 square feet, so they're really spacious.
Yes, nice. And look at this. I mean, this looks up to date. You see a lot of senior living facilities, and God bless them. I'm not trying to point out anyone, but they don't look as modern. And I think Mom and Dad have got accustomed to some amenities as well, and you have the amenities here.
Oh, absolutely. We have a bar. They enjoy happy hours 6 days a week. That's a fan favorite with the residents before
Can I come?
dinner. Absolutely.
I want to come.
Absolutely.
And look how beautiful. I just love the look. Okay, so if you were telling people if they want to take a tour, and I do encourage you to do this, the pictures are fantastic, but it's even better in person. So if they wanted to take a tour, Abby, do they call you, call Rebecca? How does it work?
Call us, email us, reach out on our website. We're always available for tours. We both live close, and we can make the run up to the building if we're not there. So we understand that families sometimes might be working, and you want to get that appointment later in the day, 6, 7, 8. We're completely flexible. We're here to work with the families because we serve the families as well.
Yeah. Or just drop by if you're stopping in.
Yeah.
All of our staff are equipped to handle visitors.
I like that.
So.
Absolutely.
I like that. And the families are involved. I think that is important. We were talking before we went on air about, Mother's Day was just here, and perhaps you saw Mom, and maybe she's slipping a little bit. You might want to take a look at Traditions at Beaumont. Here comes Father's Day. So sometimes when you're separated from your parents for a while, everyone's busy, we understand. But when you see them, you go, okay, Mom's telling the same story over and over. Or Dad seems to forget about some of the things we're talking about here, and maybe it's time for someone to step in. And I love the fact that the resources are available, doctors are available, rehab is available, but it's under the radar. It's
Absolutely.
not right out in the open, right?
Absolutely. And we believe in aging in place as one of our care philosophies. So in an ideal world, they would come in with us and live in one of our garden homes in our independent living, and when their needs might need a higher level of care, then they would join us on the assisted living side. And then if, memory care issues develop, then we could take care of them in our memory care unit as well. So we want to make it as less stressful for the families, and because moving is traumatic, and we recognize that.
Well,
and we want to be their home.
I feel the compassion. Again, Abby, Rebecca, thank you so much. Traditions at Beaumont. Give them a call today. Take a tour. Take a look-see for yourself. There's the information up on the screen. All right, coming up here. Yes, we have Holiday World tickets to give away. But first of all, you like to shed a few pounds and look good, feel good. Let's talk to the folks from Rev. The brand new owner is Amy Stone, and we'll talk to her next on Wave 3 Listens Live.